G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. I'm Stephen and in today's video we're going to be doing a DIY Raptor tub liner. Now I've actually already done this previously with my older Hilux. I just didn't do a proper video breakdown on it and I thought, well, I've got to do it to this one behind me, so might as well bring you guys along for the journey and hopefully you can learn a little something or it inspires you to do it for yourself. So the biggest reason why I'm doing this Raptor liner, tub liner, is because of this. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of scratches. This is actually from me just bringing my equipment in and out of the tub, and this is the damage, quote unquote damage, after about a month's use. So the whole idea of this Raptor liner is to make this nice and durable and solid, and it just gets rid of that. So what will you need to complete this job? Well, first of all, you'll need a kit of Raptor liner. This is the 4-bottle kit that you can pick up at any hardware store. I specifically picked this one at Repco here in Australia. You'll also need their Schultz gun. You could probably use another brand of Schultz gun, but I just picked this one up just for easy use. So that's the gun there, that's the feeding nozzle, and then the shooting nozzle is just here. What else will you need? Well, obviously you'll need a bit of tape. Now, the reason why you want to tape stuff up is to prevent overspray and stuff like that, or things that you don't want to get coated with the Raptor liner. So I've got a few bits of tape, some drop sheets. Again, you can pick these up from your local hardware store. They're just plastic, very, very cheap, but I want to protect the rest of the ute whilst I'm doing all the sanding and whatnot. What else will you need? I'm gonna remove the sport racks that are up there just to get everything out of the way and get everything coated. The edge primer I'll get to in a hot minute. You can either do this process manually with sandpaper and a bit of elbow grease, but I'm gonna opt with a mechanical aid. This is just a Festool rotary sander with a pad on it. The whole idea of sanding the paint back is to get rid of the clear coat and scratch up the surface so the Raptor liner has got a bit of texture. Well, I wouldn't say texture, a bit of surface to actually bite into. If you were to just apply it straight to the clear coat, it will stick, but it will probably come off after a while. Some gloves to protect your princess hands, obviously, and some wax and grease remover. Now the etch primer. So obviously with the mechanical sander, I may go a little bit hard or a little bit ham in certain places, and it may actually get down to the bare metal surface. So the whole idea of the etch primer is to just spray those bare metal surfaces with that, and then you'll just spray over the top of it with the Raptor liner. So the process today is to sand the entire bed. Then what I'll do is vacuum clean any dust particles and stuff like that that are still sitting on the bed. Then I'll wax and grease remove the entire tub, and then that's when I will spray after that. Alrighty, looks like I am ready to start sanding. I probably maybe should have done this after I did the sanding, but my theory is mask up everything and put plastic down before I start sanding, just to protect everything. So I got it all there, all set up. Even like in the little gutter part here, it's all taped up. But yeah, now it's time to start sanding, and yeah, that's probably going to be the longest part. Well, no, actually, the prep is probably what's going to take the longest part of this project. You know, taping everything up, getting everything protected, because obviously this is a brand new car, and I don't want any overspray to go on the cab or, you know, the sides of the tub or the lights or anything. So it's just protecting everything to make sure it's all ready to go. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into sanding. It's time to start sanding. Got my tool, Festool. I've just got it on speed 2. I don't really need to go too ham on it. I just need to do a light pressure of everything around it. So let's get into it. Alrighty guys, I've gone bananas on it for probably about the past hour or so, and this is what it's looking like. Essentially, you just want to like lightly scuff it. You don't want to go too hard on it, because you will get spots where, like here, you actually push through to the bare metal. So obviously now I have to go over this with the wax and grease remover, and then etch prime those sort of spots. But essentially you just want to get a light scuff across the entire surface so the Raptor liner can adhere to it. Doing this section here is probably the hardest and most time consuming part, and as I always say with painting, preparation is the absolute key. So you want to make sure you do this right and do it properly and get a nice even scratch across the entire surface. And now it's time to wax and grease, remove the entire tub to get rid of any dust and debris that's sitting on top in preparation for the final paint. The thing I love about Raptor liner is they've made it very, very simple. So essentially you just got to put this hardener of what is it, 237 mil. I don't know if you can read that. So you fill 237 mil into that little canister, and then you fill it into the bottle. You shake the bottle up for a good couple of minutes, and then you screw it onto the gun, and then you go to town. So I'm gonna do this first bottle, see how much coatage I get, and then, you know, rinse and repeat. Alrighty, so I ripped through about 2 bottles, and that managed to do the entire tub, and then also the tailgate. Now I'm just going to let it set for about an hour or so. I'm going to remove a bit of this masking tape. Already have started a little bit. I removed the plastic down the side. I accidentally had a little bit of overspray here. As you can see, the plastic lifted up, and then it yeah, got some paint in here, so I had to quickly clean that up off camera. I just used some terps. That seems to clean it up pretty well. So now I'm just going to do the oddly satisfying thing of removing this tape along the top. And then, yeah, after the hour, what I'll do is yeah, let it sit for an hour, and then I'll do a 3rd bottle, but just on the base, because obviously the bottom of the tub is going to get the most wear of you pulling stuff in and out. The sides aren't going to really cop much of a hiding, or even the back. So I've gone around, I've cleaned up any little oversprays, and yeah, cleaned it all up, and I'm absolutely stoked the way that this has turned out. Now obviously I've done the heavier coat on the base, so I'm going to leave this for about 7 days before I try and put anything on top of it. That way it can cure really hard. But other than that, guys, if you got any questions at all or any comments, feel free to drop them down below in the comment section, and until then, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.